Before I start off with this, I just want to say I apologize for the lack of videos lately. I am behind on a lot of stuff that I want to get out there, and I'm going to get out there, but I just want to apologize and clear the air. As you can see though, new setting, no longer in my living room, which is where I was recording, and no longer recording off a laptop camera. Finally got a legit camera. So I just need to get a mic now. I'm sorry if the audio is a little bit choppy right now, but I'll be making that change soon. So the first thing I want to start off with that I'm behind on is my review for Knives Out. Let's talk about that. Knives Out is directed by Rian Johnson, who directed Star Wars The Last Jedi and Looper, and stars like everybody. It's got Jamie Lee Curtis, Chris Evans, Daniel Craig, Don Johnson, Hannah from 13 Reasons Why, a whole bunch of people. And it's about this like very wealthy family that are kind of stuck up and full of themselves. And the patriarch of the family gets killed and everyone's a suspect and they have to figure out who did it. So it's basically like Clue, just another whodunit murder mystery movie. I want to start off by saying I had a lot of fun with this movie and I was really looking forward to it, and it definitely paid off really well. It's very funny, it's got this quirky sense of humor to it, which I'm really for. Everyone did a good job with their roles and they all worked very well together as just this eccentric, stuck-up, unlikable family, basically. The character that probably played the most important role was Marta, played by Ana de Armas, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And she's not even a part of the family. She is actually the man who gets killed, his nurse, his caretaker. And she did a phenomenal job with the role. She, like I said, plays the most important role, and you'll see why. And she did a great job, and you're basically kind of siding with her the whole time. Now, I know this movie's been out for a while, but I still don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. The positives I have with this movie is that I thought it was well paced for the most part, and it knew how to stay intense, yet simultaneously funny. It knew how to balance that out pretty well. I didn't feel like the humor overlapped the intense scenes and vice versa. I thought the shots were great. The cinematography for it was beautiful. The house that's set in is very, very different, very unique in a great way. And it feels like a house that should be like in a whodunit movie. Like just some of the certain rooms seems like it could be like a Clue board almost. The directing's phenomenal. Like I know Last Jedi isn't the best Star Wars movie, but Rian Johnson is a great director visually, and there's a lot of good visual moments in this. Not that sci-fi, obviously, but still, just the shots that are taken for the movie are great. And this is the same guy who did Looper, and Looper was a fantastic movie, and that was very well directed. All the actors were great. Chris Evans was hilarious, which, you know, now that he's done with Captain America, he can go on doing to whatever he wants, and this was a great role to take on after Captain America. I loved him in this movie. Now, some of the flaws I had with this movie, I thought there were areas in the like second act that I thought dragged out a little too long, and I don't know if it was for comedic purposes. That's what it kind of felt like, that they just kind of want to add in a bunch of jokes to one specific scene. And the scene was important. It was probably the most important part of the entire movie. It's just that it felt like after we got the point of what the scene was trying to tell us, that they just wanted to tack on to more things, and there were just some areas that kind of dragged out a little too long, and I was like, all right, let's get the process moving a little bit more. The only other problem I kind of had with it is that I feel like I saw who the killer was about more than halfway through into it. Just a little bit before there was like a quarter left of the movie. I had an idea of who the killer probably is because they were just kind of pointing it out. And after the movie you realize like, wow, they do kind of point it out. But then they were doing something to make it seem like that person was not even a suspect to the very least. And then they wanted to kind of shock everybody again. I felt like I saw it coming. I stuck with that person once I thought it was them, and it turned out to be them. But overall, Overall, I had a great time with this movie. It was a lot of fun. I suggest seeing it. It is definitely one of the better murder mysteries that have come out in recent times, and Rian Johnson did a great job with this. The music choices in it are great. The music score in it's great. The acting's fantastic. If you're into these kind of movies, you're going to enjoy this. And overall, even with the little flaws I have, I still had a good time with this movie, and afterwards I was like, wow, you know, this should get some Oscar awards in some areas, and that is why I'm going to give Knives Out a 4 out of 5 stars. Once again, I just want to apologize for not posting anything recently. I've just had a lot going on and a lot of trying to work with this camera. I've never had a camera before, and I've been kind of playing around with it and getting to know it a little bit. And I just had to get a bunch of different things to, you know, upgrade my equipment and set up and figure out. So I know I'm behind on my A Way Out highlights with Rain Plays Games. Those are coming out. I didn't forget about those. Those will be coming soon. I know I'm late on this Knives Out review. I will not be late on the Rise of Skywalker review. No. I will definitely be reviewing that after I go see it Friday. The other things I'm behind on that I haven't watched yet, I want to do reactions to the Black Widow trailer and Wonder Woman 1984. I have not seen either of those trailers yet, and I wanted to wait to watch them to react to it for you guys. So, yeah. Don't tell me anything that goes on in those trailers. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you've seen Knives Out, what you thought of it, what your thoughts were, if you're excited to see it. If you haven't seen it yet, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.